Hi, my name is Grace. I am here to talk about why cannabis should be legalized medically. Cannabis use has always been questioned, but our country is now at a point where the drug use is at an all-time high, and the issue needs to be addressed. It is no longer acceptable to ignore legalization because states across the country have already taken matters into their own hands by making it legal, with Colorado and Washington being the first to do so. As of today, the country is split between three basic ideas about what to do with cannabis. Make it legal only as a prescription drug, legalize it, or keep it illegal. Pro-cannabis advocates argue that cannabis is far less harmful than tobacco and alcohol, the two most commonly used legal drugs. The war on cannabis began 76 years ago when Congress passed the Cannabis Act based on shaky evidence that it could cause insanity, criminal activity, and death. The Boggs Act of 1951 and the Daniel Act of 1956 increased penalties promoting the gateway theory. The war continues despite the fact that cannabis is no longer dangerous than tobacco or alcohol. Cannabis has been used for centuries for medical purpose. It also has healing properties. Unlike tobacco and alcohol, cannabis may be served people in a couple of ways. The policy that needs to be changed right now is how much legal cannabis can benefit our government funding and justice system, keeping children off the streets, drug dealers from selling to children, and showing how medication can be put into good use. The legalization of cannabis may aid in keeping hard drugs out of the hands of the wrong people. The first reason cannabis should be legalized is that so many other drugs are. Cannabis is one of the few non-harmful legal drugs. Many hard drugs such as painkillers, heroin, and cocaine are extremely harmful to your health and may even take your life. Cannabis should not be classified in the same way as these drugs. One of the cannabis medical benefits is that it helps people with labor contractions and muscle spasms. Cannabis can also be used to reduce or even replace the amount of muscle relaxant pills that a person needs to take. Many cancer patients experience treatment-related side effects such as nausea, vomiting, mood disorders, fatigue, weight loss, anorexia, constipation, and sleep disorders, and pain. Cannabis makes it much easier for patients to go through treatment and help with the majority of the symptoms. Cannabis is in no way associated with death. It has been shown to have no link to cancer or any other harmful disease. Many people believe it's linked to cancer, particularly throat cancer, but this is not the case. The fact that cannabis does not directly cause death and does not cause any harmful disease only adds to the case for its legalization. Why wouldn't it be legal if it isn't dangerous enough to warrant a category? Cannabis is not physically addictive, according to current research. Furthermore, it has been demonstrated that when cannabis use is discontinued, no physical withdrawal symptoms occur. Cannabis legal status must be reconsidered. Cannabis must be excluded from the content of the war on drugs because it is less abusive than alcohol or tobacco. The next reason cannabis should be legalized is that it will keep children off the streets and away from more dangerous drugs. Cannabis may be sold to dealers who also sell hard drugs in many cases. As a result, if cannabis were legal and sold in a store in a proper manner, it would help children avoid other drugs that dealers have to offer. It would also deter children from becoming involved in the drug trade. They would have fewer motivations to sell their friends and others. If the policy was changed so that it could be sold in stores, it would eliminate the need for children to sell. Being a dealer would be far less effective. It would put a stop to many drug dealers while also cleaning up the streets. Cannabis will be sold regardless, so it might as well be sold legally. If the policy was changed and it was sold legally, it would keep children out of harm's way and make it more difficult to be a drug dealer. Another compelling reason to legalize cannabis is that it has potential to save and even make money for our government. Cannabis has a significant financial impact on our justice system. If the policy was changed and legalized, it could be taxed and used to fund the government. It has been studied, and many studies show that weed has a potential to generate a lot of money. Legalized cannabis can not only help people make money, but it can also greatly assist the justice system. Every year, over 750,000 people are arrested for cannabis possession. When you consider the danger level of cannabis, this number is insane. 750 people are arrested for offenses that do not directly harm anyone else. Furthermore, not only must law enforcement arrest these individuals, but they may also pay for each individual case. Another way it could help the justice system is by opening up jail spaces. Cannabis users occupy far too much space in prison that could be used for far more serious offenders. Overall, legalized cannabis could greatly benefit the justice system and change the policy and should be considered. So in reality, we are not legalizing a drug, but rather introducing a new weapon in fighting against illness. I hope to just have swayed some of the anti-cannabis beliefs in people's minds. Its functions extend far beyond simply getting high. Cannabis has clearly been around for a long time and has served a variety of purposes throughout history. According to the evidence, I believe that its positive effects would benefit us both now and in the future. Cannabis clearly has the potential to make the country a better place for its citizens in a variety of ways. The government's priorities is obviously health, which is why they may be hesitant to legalize it. However, studies show that weed has few health risks and even some positive health factors. The policy that needs to be changed now is how much legal cannabis can help our government funding and justice system. Keeping kids off the streets and drug dealers from selling to children is also evidence of how it would be great use of medication. Legalizing cannabis may help keep hard drugs out of the hands of the wrong people. Cannabis has a lot of positive properties that can help people in their daily lives. Many Americans who are suffering from debilitating symptoms can benefit from this medication. Cannabis could be used to treat pain, nausea, and spasticity, and other symptoms that conventional medication are unable to treat. It could also be a great way to allow people to relax on a regular basis. Cannabis symptoms are, for the most part, mild and easy to manage. When using this drug, people rarely become uncontrollable or in danger. Cannabis is a drug that quickly builds tolerance and allows people to better manage their symptoms. Thank you.